Perez. Maybe one day I'll live my dream.
All right, we are going to Numbani. The wait is over. Map 1 of the grand finals is getting underway. This is IDDQD versus REUNITED in the GosuGamers Overwatch Weekly EU Cup. And now we get to see, is IDDQD worth the hype, or has REUNITED finally ascended the peak?
Prepare to attack.
So loading in on Numbani, it will be REUNITED on the defense first. And for that defense, we have Volta on McCree. No surprises there. Winghaven on Winston, Morte on Lucio, Unfixed on Symmetra, Too Easy on a second Lucio, and Mendo Kusai rounding things out on Reaper. So I don't think we saw... Well, we definitely did not see two Lucios before because Morte has pulled a fast one and is switching over to Zenyatta. X, are you still with me? Uh-oh. It appears that we've lost Hex. Alright, so... we're going to be solo casting this here. So, taking a look at the defense coming up from... let's see here. Hang on, there's something absolutely in my way here. I'll worry about it later. So, taking a look at things. Hex is left. And now we look at the fence coming out from REUNITED. So Volta is step back over here. Mendo Kusai with a quick pick. Unfixed with a double kill on Symmetra. You don't see that happen every day. So Unfixed able to keep it down, and looking like the early push here from IDDQD actually going to get a little bit stuffed. I think that what happened is two people just ran into one orb, and usually it doesn't happen, but every now and then, it is a thing. So taking a look at this, we do see IDDQD setting up, getting prepared to go up the middle, and we saw this earlier today where it's like, wait, are they going up the middle every time? And you know what? IDDQD is embarking on the strategy. And it's working out a little bit, though. Mendo Kusai able to take out Pluppy in the back. Of course, taking out Pluppy is a gigantic pick under any circumstances. Both teams still fighting it out. We do have a res coming up for the IDDQD side. Gypsy with the res. Both teams again brawling it out, but REUNITED looking strong here. Mendo Kusai and Volta combining to really wipe out the remainder of the IDDQD side. So this has been a thing that we've seen a lot, where really REUNITED has been improving their defense time after time. And really no changes here, even up against a team of the caliber of IDDQD. Now taking a look at the ultimate situation here, we do see that IDDQD has some big ults, and most of all, they have Soundbearer. Soundbearer goes down for both teams. Mendo Kusai, though, again, with a very quick pick on Pluppy, and Mendo Kusai really making things work for the REUNITED defense. He's got a vital pick basically every fight thus far, and things have just been going very, very well for him. Volta with a little bit of extra mop-up, and look at the res in the backfield, though. We have the res coming out from Gypsy, and it is not over for IDDQD. They're coming in from a side you don't really see people coming in from attack all that often, but Taimu going to get taken up by Mendo Kusai again, and really, I keep finding myself saying Mendo Kusai, but his Reaper has been on point, taking out Pluppy, taking out Taimu. He has been taking out the very high-value targets that are on IDDQD. That being said, Aaron and Hulk and Pluppy able to get some value here. Pluppy with the double kill. And now Mendo Kusai going to throw out a Dip Blossom, not getting as much value as you would like. And Bridget Up really sort of messing that up with his knockback. But Volta coming in with the double kill on the backline. He came back in via the Symmetra teleporter. And just like that, we see REUNITED holding yet again. So at some point, Hex might be rejoining us, but for now, holding it down on the solo cast. Good stuff happening thus far from REUNITED, and they are looking strong thus far early on Numbani. So taking a look at things here, we see Volta still holding strong, and again, he is one of the backbones of the REUNITED defense. Apparently with Mendo Kusai, who has really taken things up to another level. That being said, he is going to get taken in by Taimu. Taimu has had enough messing around, takes down Unfixed's teleporter as well. So this is the best push we've seen from IDDQD so far on this map. Morte, though, takes out Pluppy, and man, this has been a rough round for Pluppy. Pluppy getting taken out by Mendo, getting taken out by Morte, not having as much luck on Soldier as he would like. And with the teleporter up, this is not necessarily the worst for Reunited. Pluppy, though, is back in the fight, does take out Unfixed, and Pluppy might be looking for revenge. Tac Visor is out. Tac Visor coming out, but Winghaven and Too Easy picking up 2 picks of their own. Taimu is down, and Pluppy now finding a gorilla in his face, not where he wants to be after activating Tac Visor. And again, he's coming back with the orb. So, Reunited again, sort of managing a near impossible defense here, getting aided by the Symmetric Teleporter, getting aided by respawns. Volta getting another 2 kills. He actually switched to Winston to help hold the point, so a rare setting of Volta not on McCree. And just like that, Reunited going to hold again. Anyways, right now we see Taimu on the way back up, is going to take out the turrets here, and really, you're just seeing your IDDQD having a very hard time keeping things up and going in. They have about 1 more good push left in them, but Too Easy does have a defensive sound barrier, so they're going to be canceling his sound barriers here. And if Reunite can hold this push, they will hold IDDQD on first point in Nambani, and that would be huge for the rest of the series. Mendo again, able to get a big pick, takes out Chipsogen. That means that there will be no res in this fight. And Reunited holding strong. IDDQD, they can force overtime, but they have to wait for Chipsogen to get back here, and this is just not what they want at all. You don't see Taimu anywhere near the fight. They will have tanks that are going to be able to force overtime, though, so overtime will be on the way. Pluppy takes out the teleporter, so at least reinforcements will be cut off. Winghaven, though, takes out Coco, and Mendo Kusai with a big Reaper, all taking out 2 people, but here comes Taimu. Taimu got a 3-person kill, getting taken out, though, in the end. Really just back and forth on both sides here. Neither team wanting to give up the point, and here comes IDDQD. They're forcing the overtime. They are continually going. Puppy and Internet are on top of it. 3 people on top of the point, and they will be forcing this, but man, what a hold coming out from the side of Reunited there. Even though they weren't able to end the map, they still should feel pretty proud about that because they bought an immense amount of time. So we're going to see the defensive Reunited set up again. They will have to defend in the corridor phase of Nambani. And we'll see where things go. And again, we see Reunited really not shying away. Very aggressive defense in general, but honestly, I would expect offense coming in here soon. We do see the Reinhardt. Earthshatter comes down, but immediately gets taken back by Winghaven. So Winghaven countering the Reinhardt with a Reinhardt charge of his own. Puppy, though, still alive, doing work on Reaper. Puppy started off the game a little bit slow, picking up the double kill and going in, looking for the triple if possible. And IDDQD finding their groove after almost getting stopped on point A, moving forward and getting through the second phase with relative ease. So Volta is able to take out Taimu. Volta again doing work, gets a double kill. And Volta showing why he is one of the big pillars of the Reunited defense. Too Easy will go down the end bridge up. Deadeye, though, used a little bit preemptively there, gets countered by Winston Shield, and really Volta just going down. So again, here comes IDDQD on the push-off here, and after, again, a very shaky start, they're now threatening to potentially end the map, so really a good recovery coming from them, and Reunited has to find a way to sort of regroup and deal with this. No real switch-ups of note for the most part, although we do just see Mendo switching up the Genji, so no more Reaper. Dragonblade is out, he's getting in on the back line, going in. Slash is going down, but he's not killing anything. Transcendence really ruining a lot of that party. Internet Hulk picking up some big kills on Winston. Really back and forth, a scrappy fight, if there was one here, between both teams. Winston charge coming in from Winghaven. Winghaven's gonna get taken down, though. And IDDQD, a admirable push, but it does look like Reunited is going to have a quick hold to keep things where they are. So, taking a look at this, we're gonna see a bit of a regroup from IDDQD. They have 2.5 minutes, so they definitely have time to end this map. They've sort of dug themselves out of what was a very, very big hole. Internet Hulk, very comfortable with going aggressive. He does have Primal Rage in reserve. See a Primal Rage coming out from Winghaven here. Sound Barrier is down for both teams. Internet Hulk busting out the Rage himself. Meanwhile, taking a look at Taimu. Taimu in the back, looking for his characteristic picks. And Bridge up able to take out Mendo, so this is not necessarily looking back for IDDQD. They do have the Transcendence out. McCree's fighting each other. Volta and Taimu both going down at the same time. McCree Death Pact, if there was one. Internet Hulk still in the back, has Lucio in his sights. Will he be able to get him? Lucio just running for his life, but the important thing in all this is that the payload is moving for IDDQD. They're making consistent progress. Plumpy takes out Mendo Kusai in the back, and now IDDQD in great position to go in and start spawn camping and really just making more space for the payload as it reaches, almost reaches its destination. Volatile, though, not going down for that fight, picks up a double kill for himself. Archera coming down from the defense. Not a whole lot of follow-up immediately there, but it might not need it straight out, and we see Reunited pushing up, trying to make a little bit of space because they know they can't really give up too much more on that payload. So really strong play coming out of Volta. He's able to make space, but minute 20 left. This is very, very doable for IDDQD. All they need is one more good, strong push and they can go in. The only thing that's going to be a little bit rough for them is I think the ultimate situation is a little bit better for the Reunited side, but you know what? Having Sound Barrier and Death Blossom up on the offense, things could be worse. So Sound Barriers are going to get dropped. Puppy's got to be looking for the Death Blossom here. Taimu picks off Mendo. That is a big pickoff. Picks up Volta. So the both big damage dealers are down for Reunite. Here comes Puppy with the Death Blossom. That is 3 down, 4 down. No casualties on the IDDQD side. They are rolling. They need to cap this right now, and they might just do just that. Here comes Mendo Kusai, a little bit late to the party, and he still gets a slice off. Nice job by him, although it's not enough. And IDDQD will finish the map, but man, Reunited came so close to ending that point A, and a very nice comeback in general from IDDQD. So they kept it together, came in on a great push, ended the map, and let's take a look at this play of the game from Gypsygen. So a very nice defense time from Reunited, but they have to be a little bit sad that they weren't able to hold on for just a little bit longer in point A because it could have been that much harder for IDDQD to really mount a good defense. I believe we have Hex back.
Yeah,
Hex,
I was just going to finish up watching your cast. You were doing a great job.
Yeah, I mean, I was rattled for a little bit going, okay. But I got into it, and just going from duo cast to solo cast, it takes a moment to adjust and go, okay,
I know you,
here's what I'm doing.
You were still leaving spaces for me to fill in. I felt bad. It's just like this awkward silence that I normally would fill with useless musings. But yeah, my computer just full on crashed, and then we almost got in a call, then Skype crashed. So technology just kind of failed on me there. But what was the end result?
End result was IDDQD was able to bring it back after a very tense overtime on the point, and now the time to beat is going to be 9:42 for Reunited.
Cool, bring me in the lobby.
See, let's get Hex back in here, recovering from his crash. Hopefully the game will still let him back in.
It's just the way tech works, man. Like, it wasn't like the game crashed or anything. Full computer just froze up.
So again, this is one of those things where Reunited is on the attack, and rather than only having the cap point A, they will have to go all the way to the end. So definitely not how Reunited wanted to handle that. From their perspective, you could say it was a little bit of a choke, but it's still a very good defense time regardless. It's just they could have had so much more.
Yeah, I caught one moment that Valotaja was not on McCree. I missed a monumentous moment in Overwatch.
He went on Winston while in defense, and it worked.
My goodness. Well, you know, Winston and McCree definitely have the same kind of skill set as far as aiming goes. One has to and the other doesn't, but very similar mechanics.
So that being said, taking a look at the defense now coming out for IDDQD. Plumpy once again is going to be repping the Junkrat. There will be no mercy giving him the aforementioned Roid Rat, but Junkrat nonetheless. Internet Hulk will be on the Symmetra. Taimu again on McCree, and the Bridge Up on Lucio. Gypsygen on his favorite Zenyatta, and Coco on Reinhardt.
Roid Rat, huh? Is that new? I missed so much. I was gone for 5 minutes and I missed so much.
You know, Hex, you snooze, you lose.
My
but
goodness. Road
the gates will be opening 5 seconds. A timer will be starting. And now it's up to Reunited to finish the map a little bit faster than IDDQD if they want to take map 1 on Numbani.
Yeah, so the variation we've seen from IDDQD, and especially Pluppy, is he's always going to run this high ground here, this hero on the left, but we've seen Soldier 76, we've seen Pharah, we've seen a lot of different heroes before. Now it's going to be the Junkrat on the top left ground, a really interesting angle of aggression here.
Yeah, I think the meta now is just go straight up the middle and ignore that side entirely. We used to see everyone go up the side, but now it's just like middle, and Gypsygen will get the first blood of the game on Unfixed. Volta going down to the Peacemaker of Taimu. And that's 3 down very quickly for Reunited, so IDDQD looking smothering on defense here.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a full team wipe. Not before Winghaven crunches Internet Hulk against the side of the wall, though.
Winghaven's got to get his 2 cents in somehow. But yeah, it was just really interesting that not only did they go up the front, but then they decided, well, let's just hang out over to the right here. It's a better area to actually push in from and aggress from. Didn't quite work out there, but it's definitely interesting.
Yep, so Internet Hulk will have the teleporter up for this next part here. This is really the benefit. If you can take point A immediately, you don't have to deal with all this ultimate nonsense. You don't have to deal with teleporters, but unfortunately, Reunite was not able to do that, so they have to play
really
by the
nice
other rules.
Kills, though. Voltage starting it off too easy, following it up. That's 2-0 on the trades.
Yeah, that's actually 3-0 now, but the teleporter is up, so they can't rest in their laurels. Here comes Mendo Kusai with the Dragon Blade, really making this a very clean sequence of events for Reunited. Just great play overall between Voltaja and Mendo Kusai, and the teleporter is not going to be enough because they have 6 people on the point, and the payload is going to start its slow progress forward.
I think Mendo took that teleporter down with one of his second swings. I mean, I saw it go down on the kill feed. I wasn't watching it, but I think he killed someone and then killed the teleporter, so essentially killing the entire reinforcement path. Really good play by Mendo.
Yeah, and I gotta say, just in general, I mean, this is the first I think we've seen Mendo Kusai in a tournament setting today in general, counting the last tournament, this one, and really, he's been doing a lot of work for Reunited, and maybe he really was the missing piece of the puzzle for them, because I think Reunited has been playing stronger today than they have been on any other day we've seen them
Yeah,
since.
I mean, it's unquestionably they're actually winning tournaments now, and they're putting up a really good fight against IDDQD. Huge fight coming down here, now ultimates all over the place.
Yeah, we have ultimates going down for both teams. Mendo Kusai going in the back, reflects the flashbang, almost kills McCree. McCree finding himself in some trouble here. Does get to health, though, so not quite the clean kill he's looking for. Meanwhile, Coco and Internet Hulk get 2 kills, and they come into the back to help out. Pluppy finishing it off, but, you know, again, some nice stuff coming out from Mendo Kusai. Very impressive from him in general today. But, that being said, impressing and razzle dazzle is not enough. Reunited needs to move this payload. Take a look at the time. They have 7 minutes. They have quite a bit of time still, but they can't rest on their laurels. They need to keep it moving. They need to get to the next point and then some. Hex, are you there? Oh no. Well, guys, we are back to the solo cast. Hex has blue screen again, and we are going back into it. We do see Reinhardt ult coming out here, unfixed. Is in, and Winston might be popping Prowler in a second. Internet Hulk actually crunching Morte against the wall. The Dragon Blade is out now for Pluppy. Pluppy making mincemeat of the Reunited offense, picking up the double kill, going in and now unfixed, wondering where the rest of his team is, as he is under a great deal of duress. And just like that, we're going to see a successful defense from IDDQD. So, again, IDDQD looking strong, even though they give point A a little bit quicker than Reunited did. They're not making this easy on Reunited by any stretch of the imagination. Take a look here. Both teams have sound barriers up. We're going to see both of them dropped in short order. There's one sound barrier and bridge of up. Where is your sound barrier? And actually, he's holding it for a little bit. Now it goes down. Morte was able to take out Pluppy there. So somewhat of a loss for the defense. And neither team really getting the most use out of their sound barriers. Both teams been back and forth, and what an Earth Shatter coming up from Winghaven. Winghaven, this Earth Shatter going to open up a triple, now quad kill for Reunited. Reunited getting to a checkpoint and moving things along. That was some great play out of Winghaven, and honestly, guys, today, Winghaven has really stepped up his game and then some. Not that he was playing all bad before, but he had moments of inconsistency. He has been very consistent today, getting great plays as Reinhardt, good charges, good ults, and that was a good example of that. That being said, Reunited might be walking into the lion's den here. 3 ultimates are up now for the IDDQD side, and they're going to push their advantage. Here they come. They know they have ults. They haven't even used them yet, but they're positioning like they are going to use them. And Reunited having to back up just a bit. Take a look at the timer. It is 5 minutes left on the clock. Reunited still has plenty of time, so IDDQD going to need to be very aggressive in their defense here. That being said, only too easy with the sound barrier here versus almost every ult being up for the IDDQD side. So if they make an aggressive play here, I would not be surprised. Ults are out. We do see Pluppy with the Dragon Blade in the back, but he gets crunched by Winghaven. What a charge coming in from him. And Reunited still looking pretty strong despite the ultimate deficit. Winghaven picking up another kill. Unfixed in the back. Mendo Kusai in the back. So, wow, that was phenomenal coming out from Reunited. Despite being down so much in the way of ults, they're able to wipe out the entirety of the IDDQD side, and they are rolling along here, and now they have ults that IDDQD doesn't have, so they've completely flipped the ultimate situation on its head. Taimu, though, coming in from the defense, is able to take out 2 people on the double kill. Taimu so strong. Who needs ultimates when you have right-click on McCree? So, again, even though oftentimes the team with the more ultimates will win a fight, But it is very frequent that, you know, you'll get good plays, and sometimes you don't need ultimates to win a fight. It's really the variability in Overwatch. You can sort of use ultimates as a guide, a prediction, if you will, but sometimes things don't work out the way you think they'll work out. That being said, the ultimate advantage is still in favor of Reunited. They can come in here. Winghaven can drop Earth Shatter on Fix and Go Primal Rage. I think we're going to see some stuff pretty soon here. Earth Shatter coming down from the defense, not getting as much value as they want. And that being said, they're sort of dealing with Puppey in the back and not making that much forward progress, so a bit of a surprise here. We see Coco able to take out Mendo Kusai. That is a big loss for Reunited. We've seen him do a lot thus far. Primal Rage getting blown a little bit haphazardly, and here comes IDDQD pushing Reunited back. So again, I'm not really sure what's been causing them to be this far back. I think it had a lot to do with Puppey in the backfield, but now taking a look at the time that's left, there's 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. They still have time. Offensive sound barrier has been dropped. Morte can drop Transcendence at any point. There is a Deadeye up. I'm not sure it's getting much value. Does take out one, and here comes IDDQD. 3 kills thus far. All these ults being blown on both sides, and it's Nakamura Internet Hulk with the double kill, Primal Rage, and Bridge up with a bit of a cleanup, and IDDQD going to clean things up yet again. And that's a bit heartbreaking for Reunited, because Reunited did have an advantage going in. They did have that great fight when they didn't have any ults versus IDDQD being stalked, but just a bit of a bad time for Reunited after that, and they have not been able to capitalize on their advantage thus far. We do see a defensive sound barrier coming out, and here comes defense being very aggro yet again. Internet Hulk, though, getting charged to his death by Winghaven. Taimu, though, picking up Winghaven, or killing him in the end, so a little bit back and forth between both teams. Taimu and Voltaja, again, just sort of being the heart of both teams. Voltaja taking out Puppey, and here comes Reunited trying to make the most of this. They know Puppey is a big player. Seeing Winghaven being a little bit forward as the Winston. And again, both teams fighting over the cart, but Reunited making some sorely needed progress. Voltaja does have Deadeye up, although the way it's going right now, I'm not sure he's going to be able to find a good use for it here. In comes Internet Hulk. Again, that aggressive defense showing its way. Mendo Kusai, though, able to take him out. Taimu and Puppey getting double kills of their own. It's just a bloodbath here. Both teams firing good shots at each other, but again, Reunited a little bit on the advantage. We see Mendo Kusai coming in with the flank on Reaper. Puppey coming in from the back, though. Voltaja might have his number. Right click going down, but no, Puppey able to take him out. This is just absolute madness, and look at this. Puppey has Death Blossom. He could drop it at any point. Death Blossom gonna get dropped, but Puppey gets dropped before it does anything. Both teams going absolutely nutty on the point, and Reunited just trying desperately to end this right now. They only have a minute and a half. Their time is slowly fading away from them if they want to take this. Taimu, though, picking up some very important kills, and just like that, IDDQD might be in the process of a hold. But should they wish to take map number 1, Numbani, they're going to need to hold for just a little bit longer. So again, a very nice hold coming out from IDDQD. A minute and about 5 seconds left in the map, and Reunited might be on their last push for Numbani. Any pick here would be absolutely devastating for either side. And here comes the speed up, and Deadeye is a thing, but Winston coming out the shield, going to negate a little bit of it, but no, Internet Hulk comes a little bit too far up, does get killed by the Deadeye. Taimu, they're going to take up Voltaja, and that might be a worthy trade in them, given how much Voltaja usually does. Again, both sides really grinding it out on each other here. Both sides just struggling for advantage, but look at Taimu. Taimu in the back, almost taking out Mendo Kusai. Mendo Kusai gonna die to the Lucio afterwards. That's 2 down now for Reunited. Reunited getting pushed back. Only 30 seconds remain in the game, and IDDQD very close to being on the verge of one of the bigger comebacks I think we've ever seen in Overwatch competitive history. Great stuff coming out from IDDQD here. And too easy actually saying GG's, so this is going to be a concession coming out from Reunited. They know they're beaten, and IDDQD going to make it a just, what a comeback. If I sound exhausted, let me tell you, solo casting Overwatch is a beast of a different color entirely. So, we're gonna sit here, we're gonna watch the play of the game, and just well played by both teams. IDDQD taking map 1 in an extremely close contest. And just good stuff in general.
Play of the game.
Mendo Kusai with play of the game. This is when I think he just went absolutely crazy in the streets, and yes it is. And he didn't even need Dragon Blade here. This is not Dragon Blade, this is him just picking up solid, normal Genji kills. The balanced Cyborg Ninja Man or not, Both Genjis showing some incredible stuff here on the bunny. So let's see if we can get Hex back in here. What's up, Hex?
I think we're back. I'm not going to run the clean feed anymore. Hardware's struggling. I forget that my computer's also been casting for the last 12 hours or so. Little girl can't take it anymore. Overheating a little bit. So clean feed's going to be down for now.
It's overheating about as much as my voice is overheating
yeah,
right now,
you're
let me tell
still
you.
doing a great job. Actually, this has all been planned. This is your solo audition. You're doing wonderfully.
All right, guys, you heard it there first. Next week, no more Hex. No, I'm just kidding. Look, Hex, you brought it on yourself by blue screening.
Someone actually said in the cast, because I joined back and I was waiting for you to call me, they're like, oh, finally, some quality casting is going down now. I was like, oh, come on, man, I have feelings. Words hurt.
Pretty rough in general. So, good stuff coming out from IDDQD. They take map 1 in a very close contest. Just really nice stuff coming out from them in general. And now it's up to REUNITED to respond on map number 2.
Yeah, I was watching the end of that. Volataja going crazy. The McCree's cams going nuts. Just Pluppy. I don't know. Just chaos at the end. Looked like a really close match. These two teams are so evenly matched. I'm glad that I only missed game 1. Hopefully I won't miss any more games.
Yeah, hopefully not. I'm not sure my voice can take it.
Once you pop me in a lobby, I'll try to carry for a little bit.
Oh yeah, I guess we do need to get you into the lobby. There is this empty spot here. The spot that was once Hex's.
So tragic.
Now empty. So we're waiting on the draft link, and man, if every game is going to be like that, we are in for a treat because this is a best out of 5. That was only game 1. We're going to be moving now to game 2, and should REUNITED get some strikes back, we could be getting to a full 5-game series, Hex.
I hope so, because I feel a little cheated because I didn't get to see that game. Of course, I watched your excellent casting and everything, but not really being a part of it and not getting to, experience it in real time really hurt. So hopefully if we have 4 more maps, and hopefully one of those is Dorado or Hollywood, and then maybe some King of the Hill.
Yep, definitely things that could be on the horizon here. So again, just waiting for the draft. Both players from both teams needing a bio break after that. Frankly, I could probably use one, but no rest for the weary because we're going to be going right into the draft for map 2 just as soon as it's available for us.
Okay, I'm still in existence, but I'm going to restart my Overwatch. If there's this thing where if you hit Z and X like at the same time, all your text goes away. It's like it's got to be a bug. I have to report this.
Wait, are you sure you're not just saying Alt Z?
That might have been Alt Z. What's Alt Z do? Take all the text away?
It takes away everything.
Huh. Well, that's what's been happening to me lately. I guess I just have fat thumbs. Well, PSA.
Yeah, Alt-T gets rid of the overlay and everything. It's cool for taking good screenshots, but it's really bad if you hit it accidentally and don't know about the keybind.
Well, guess which camp I was in. I wasn't taking screenshots, that's for sure. Throw me an invite whenever. Now we'll do map draft, and yeah, I'll stop tanking this cast is what's really going to happen.
All right, so the map draft is up. We're going to bring that up to you guys right now. Waiting for both teams to ready up. And yeah, I'm excited to see what we see for map 2. I mean, if the next maps are anything like map 1, we're going to be drained and then some.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we end up back on Numbani at some point. Both these teams look very comfortable on the map, and it's close enough that you're not afraid to go back to it. So Numbani is definitely a possibility, but we're just waiting for this next map draft to start and see if we get anything wonky. REUNITED has a bad track history of having to go to Hanamura. Unfortunately, it seems like every time we go to Hanamura, REUNITED's involved somehow, either by picking it or being forced onto it. I don't know what's up with that, but
the thing about REUNITED is that they did get some vengeance on it earlier today in the GoodGame.ru Cup. They sort of got that monkey off their back. They won on Hanamura.
Yeah.
So it might not be quite the negative map that it used to be for them.
No, this is the reemergence of REUNITED. You know, they've been that team for a long time that we've always just had, we've had high hopes for them, which is why I think we've been kind of hard on them, you know, like a parent on a child. I just expect more out of you, REUNITED. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. But they finally came through today. They won a tournament. They're in the finals again, the semifinals. These guys are the consummate pros. If you're looking for something stable to latch onto in the Overwatch scene and the Overwatch European scene especially, it's that REUNITED is going to make semifinals. They're going to make finals, and they're always going to be in the conversation as a top team. These guys are hard workers, and they really treat their team like it is their job, and it really they're the only team that's in every tournament we cast, and we cast everything.
Yeah, and I mean, they're, like I said, they're really making a name for themselves, and really, even if you're not getting #1 every tournament, if you're a potential sponsor out there, you have to be looking hard at REUNITED and going, okay, these guys are making something happen right now. Maybe we should invest in them.
Yeah, Nepal with that weird icon next to it gets banned out by Reunited. I don't know what that is. Might be a flag.
Yeah, yeah. Laugh it up, yuck it up. Just let that be a thing.
Yeah,
Why not?
yeah, why not?
But we do see King of the Hill going out down very quickly for Reunited. So Reunited not wanting to go down that road, at least right now.
Yeah, Hanamura, Temple of Anubis, you know, banned out pretty quickly. King's Row also banned out. So Reunited definitely not wanting King of the Hill. They also don't like Hollywood. I think that might be because IDQD has looked amazing on Hollywood every time they've played it.
Yeah, I mean, IDDQD, Hollywood, one of their stronger maps. So, again, you sort of get this point there, too, where teams have done their homework on each other. They go, okay, this team really likes that map, so let's not give them that map. IDDQD, though, getting rid of Nambani, I think they know that they might have gone away with one there, so they do not want to go back, even though they did win it in a very, very hard-fought map 1.
Yeah, close enough that they don't want to risk it. Maybe they feel there's a better map out there for them, and they get to choose which map we're going to, either Gibraltar or Volskaya.
What if we went to Volskaya?
I would be ecstatic. I haven't seen Volskaya in so long. Also another map.
I mean, it's a possibility.
IDQD has shown that they're interested in playing around with like the heroes in the meta right now. Especially, you know, they run Junkrat, they run things a little bit off, so they might have a specific strategy for Volskaya. But I imagine we're going to Gibraltar. It's really up to IDDQD at this point. Yeah, Gibraltar.
All right, we are going to Gibraltar, but man, you know, if I was IDDQD, there had to be the temptation that would just sort of rattle Reunited and put them on a map they really wanted no part of.
Yeah, just YOLO into Volskaya. Why not?
It's like, here's Volskaya, we're going into it. Deal with it.
Yeah, just a coin concede out of Reunited. Just, I don't want to play. Move on to game 3. We'll test our luck somewhere else.
You know, I mean, we've seen it with Hanamura, though, so it really would not be that unprecedented, all in all.
No, I mean, Hanamura is kind of sneaking its way into the meta in a weird way. It's the only control point map that people have played, don't hate playing. I don't know how to really describe it. It kind of gets forgotten as the least worst control point map, I guess. There's been some weird strategies on it. You see Torbjorn's on it, but I think we could see, you know, Volskaya at some point in the future just really shock us out of nowhere. I don't think we'll ever see Anubis until that map gets redesigned to open up some alleys to last. But yeah, Hanamura, I still think we could see Hanamura today.
Yeah, I mean, Hanamura has sort of had this way of getting its say, and from time to time, it's sort of like, oh, wait, here comes Hanamura.
Now, do you think Reunited would prefer to go to Hanamura or one of the King of the Hill maps?
I think Reunited would probably rather go to Hanamura, given their performance on earlier today. I don't think they're really keen on capture point maps or King of the Hill, but if they had to choose one or the other, they would probably want to go to Hanamura.
Yeah, oddly enough, that Hanamura would be the choice. You know, even though it's control points, that's how much they disdain King of the Hill. Just not their map type. I think it is, you know, I was talking about the style earlier. I can't remember if it was this cast or the next or the last one or last week. But Reunited really just kind of has that team game going where, yes, they have all-stars who are fraggers and Valataja and whatnot, but they're not really kind of the scrappy deathmatch King of the Hill. They're in it for the methodical kind of pushing, the rhythm, the metas, the counter metas, really working as a team. So King of the Hill gets a little more scrappy, gets a little more dualistic, a little more 1v1-y, and that's not really Reunited's game plan. So I think that is probably their worst map mode by far.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of those things where also it's sort of self-fulfilling prophecy. They've been avoiding it for a really long time now, so they're sort of creating their own demon there, so to speak. That being said, we are finally in-game on Watchpoint Gibraltar. This is IDDQD versus Reunited. IDDQD striking first, an incredibly close first map on Nambani. Now I get to see if they can put themselves up 2-0 over Reunited on Watchpoint Gibraltar.
Yeah, my client's just kind of like stuttering here and there, and like every frame stutter is a heart attack for me right now, but I think we're going to be okay. I'm just going to leave this camera up here in the corner. As
Hex sort of does his own ritual on his computer saying, please don't crash, please don't crash, please don't crash.
I mean, it's running a lot less, but I don't know. It's holding on there. I think if we have any sort of break between this cast and the next tournament that we do, which is only in a few hours, that she's just going to go on cooldown. I'm going to pack it in ice and just hope. Anyway.
Yeah, see, I was going to say dump ice on your computer, but now it's really lost its impact because you already made the ice joke yourself. I was going to say dump ice in the sort of sense that, like, it wrecks the computer because, you know, hey, you put ice on it, it's your own fault.
Yeah, that awkward moment when we both have the same bad joke lined up. Yeah, it's been this cast all day. Okay, so on offense, I think that Flippy actually will run this Widowmaker. I don't think Hulk is going to run this May. But let's look at the defending team because that's pretty much locked in. Too Easy is going to be playing Lucio Valutaja on stunning pick on McCree. Morte is going to be on the Zenyatta, on Fixed on Winston. Mendo on Reaper, and Winghaven on Reinhardt. Yeah.
And for the offense, we got Internet Hulk on the Winston, Taimu on the McCree, and the Bridge Up on Lucio, Coco on Reinhardt, Pluppy representing still on the Widowmaker, so definitely curious to see what picks he gets here, and Chipsogen on the Zenyatta.
Yeah, so standard out of Reunited, Pluppy doing a little off-classing, which is what Pluppy does, trying to get these picks. So far, not much on Widow. He goes in for a huge shot, misses.
Yeah, we're seeing this a lot more. Teams are using the grapple to get a lot of momentum going in, and Pluppy striking first blood, getting rid of Winghaven. So Winghaven had to bring down the shield, but it came at the wrong time as Pluppy was immediately there for the punish.
Yeah,
so.
and the rest of the team has to retreat. They can't hold that high ground without a Reinhardt out there. That shield is so important, and that first point is now all because of that one pick. Pluppy's still staying on the offensive Widow, though. Valutaja takes out his counterpart in Taimu.
Yeah, and oh, he almost takes out the Zenyatta. If it was fully charged, it would have been a full pick. He knows his Zenyatta's there. He wants to take him out, but all of a sudden, he has to deal with the Lucio. And Lucio can definitely solo a Widow down under the right circumstances. There it is. Too Easy taking out Pluppy. So, interesting stuff there. It would be a little bit if Pluppy had grabbed the Zenyatta, but he still made his presence known, got the Reinhardt pick, and definitely set up IDDQD pretty well on the first push of the game.
Yeah, we've got Mendo in a standard Reaper spot, hiding in the corner, hoping people don't check corners, which apparently they don't really do in Overwatch. So he's waiting for a moment to drop down and try to get a big Reaper moment. Right now, it's kind of just a defensive stalemate. They're kind of just posting up, and we'll see who reaches ultimates first is really going to probably be the aggressive team.
Yeah, I mean, right now I think the defense is going to reach ultimates a little bit quicker. Valutaja is getting Deadeye. Deadeye, though, not the most impactful of immediate ults. It's sort of one of those things where, oh, hey, I can use Deadeye here. Let's go. But
Yeah, they tried to run down the stairs. You don't see that often.
We've been seeing a lot of alternate routes of attack just in general today. We do have sound barriers coming out for both teams now. Both teams wanting a piece of each other. Sound barriers going to sort of nullify out here, but first blood in this going to Taimu. Taimu going to take out Morte. Valutaja, though, still up. And really, both McCree's both teams, and we have Taimu versus Valutaja. Valutaja going to help win that fight, but goes down the Pluppy. So really a bloodbath. Both teams taking out some of the better players on each team, and it is looking like with that Mendo Kusai double kill, that Reunited will hold here, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Internet Health going crazy in the back, so it's not over yet.
Both tanks are up for the defense, so they might be able to get through, but it's so hard to come back through these doors on defense. This is the problem with Gibraltar. It's only got these 4 doors. They're tiny. They're awful. It's really tough to get the choke through. Unfixed does come through, and they're going to support this with a defensive Transcendence.
Yeah, and defense barely holding on there. Internet Health made a lot of space, and it was almost enough for them to get that all-important cap point, because once you get to that cap point, you enter the hangar stage of the game, and it really does make a big difference just because of how the spawn points change after getting that spawn point.
Yeah, Pluppy's up top looking again, and he's crouch walking in his Reaper for some reason. That extra 3 inches closer to the ground makes him stealthy.
Yeah, I think if nothing else, it's a mental thing to sort of like mess with people. It's not really changing your hitbox that much, but yeah, why not? The crouch key is there.
I've never seen crouch do less in a game than it does in Overwatch.
Yeah, I don't think the dev's really that big a fan of it. Oh, Pluppy with a very greedy teleport, but doesn't get punished for it. Actually gets over, takes off the Discord orb. Now Pluppy, his gamble paying off, buying him some really nice position.
Yeah, they're charging in Taimu again. This has kind of been their go-to move, where they speed boost Taimu in on a high noon.
Oh wow, Morte almost living there, but Pluppy finally chases him down. Lives versus McCree for a second, but no, is going to go down to Valutaja. Valutaja himself.
They do get 3 kills though. That is enough to kind of even it up. The Earth Shadow's going to come down, and Winghaven's going huge.
Winghaven is going huge, but he doesn't have that much help. He is outnumbered here, and then some. Taimu going to shoot him in the back of the head, and just like that, finally, IDDQD starting the hanger phase of the game. But you know what? Reunited bought a lot of time there.
Yeah, there's not a lot of times where I'll commend someone for dying alone or taking a 1v3, but Winghaven right there, I think, was the absolute right decision. He stalled it out long enough to put the rest of his team in a good defensive position. Now they're not going to really be struggling for spots here in this hangar, but Pluppy does already have the high ground on the shuttle.
Yeah, Pluppy not only does he have the high ground, but he's looking to drop down from the high ground and deliver depth to the entirety of the enemy team here. We see this pretty often where you get that sort of drop down effect, and already really good stuff coming out from IDDQD. 2 down already, and Pluppy might not even have to burn Death Blossom here because nothing's going. But Winghaven and Valutaja though picking up 2 kills, so it's really going back and forth. So might be seeing Death Blossom any second now. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get the value out of it that he's
Yeah.
really aiming for there, but I'm kind of surprised Reunited was able to hold that. They were very spread out all over the place. They just somehow were able to sustain through it, and now it's not the greatest hold as there's movement on the cart, but they're not absolutely wiped, and they do have a chance to contend this next point. Pluppy's still waiting for his time on top of the shuttle.
Yeah, Pluppy's waiting to drop down, but I think a lot of this is going to get countered by Transcendence if done right. But Pluppy, though, it takes up Volataja very quickly. He will not be coming back up. That is two very big picks. Both big damage dealers.
Yeah, Transcendence is
on
down.
The Reunited
Pluppy's just
side
waiting.
are down. Yeah, this is not what they wanted at all. That was very disorganized by Reunited, and IDDQD going the roll to this next checkpoint. They got through the hanger phase relatively quickly.
Yeah, that was a really quick hanger phase, and they're not settled for that because they're just going to come out. They're going to split up these spawns. Winghaven is going to go down immediately. He gets ulted out of spawn, and now the team is completely disrupted.
And the funny thing about all this is that Pluppy still has Death Blossom.
Yeah, he's been holding
still on
it.
the table.
Yeah, Pluppy still has the orb on him probably too. Oh no, Taimu actually got a chance with the orb. They're sharing.
Sharing with the orb? Surely you just.
That's Pluppy's orb.
So, in any case, I do think the orb will be going back on Pluppy pretty soon here because he wants a protection for his Death Blossom. Should he get the chance, but right now he's just been with the cart, and I'm not sure this is going quite the way IDDQD wants to go. Morte able to pick off Internet Hulk. Being down in Winston is pretty rough, and that opens the door for a big tank push in, and Winghaven with two quick picks. And even though Pluppy takes out unfixed, I think IDDQD is going to have to reset a little bit here as Reunited just had their number.
A bit over aggressive again with his Winston. Kind of a trend that we've seen on Internet Talks Winston. He goes in, tries to get that kill, the critical support kill, unable to do it. Now his team's down a tank, down in initiation, and they have to wait for him.
But look at Pluppy. Pluppy setting things up. He comes in through the back. Death Blossom is on the way, but it's nullified by Sound Barrier. Really nice Sound Barrier coming up from Too Easy, nullifying the worst of that. Pluppy does take his prize in Volataja, but it was hard fought.
Winghaven with a huge Earth Shatter gets one down. He's got two up. Does he have a charge ready?
Very well might have that charge ready. Winghaven charging to the health pack. Doesn't kill anyone, but does get the health, and still looking pretty good for United. They took out a whole bunch of the IDDQD side there. Ults went down both sides, but Reunited coming up on top and again buying themselves some very valuable time.
Yeah, a nice Earth Shatter. What these tanks for Reunited have been doing is not just protecting their team, they're targeting the opposing supports. You've seen it from Unfixed all day, chasing down Zenyatta's, initiating on the Zenyatta. Winghaven, when he knocks people down, he finds the support, smacks him with his hammer. They've been taking out key components of the enemy team all day.
We're gonna have Transcendence go down for both teams here, which means no one is dying anytime soon. That being said, Taimu is a little bit out of his Transcendence, so Mendo Kusai picks up the kill. Despite that, that's a really big pick from Mendo, but Mendo pays for it, so both teams down a player. Neither team really getting a firm advantage here just yet. Both Transcendence have been used. We do have a Sound Barrier, though, coming down for the offense. So that's going to force all of Reunited back as they try and wait out the Sound Barrier.
Yeah, they're going to have to be patient here. What's really a problem, though, is that Internet Hulk has his ultimate up. An ultimate from Winston on this last point can be brutal. That can knock people off.
Happening.
Yep, there goes
Hey,
Morte.
wait, he wants to... Morte not getting knocked off, but instead just getting sort of pummeled, but Morte hanging out here. Oh, no. He's getting dangerously close to... Wait, he lived!
He killed him!
Not only did he live, Morte with the Zenyatta Kung Fu. I don't know what to say, but that's some great stuff from Reunite, because now, as a result of that, they're going to be able to push back in and bring it back on IDDQD, so that was not quite what Internet Hulk was hoping for.
No, the pro surfs there. That was amazing. I really thought the Morte was in for it a couple times and somehow just used his little floating ability, transcended the plane of existence, and lived through that. Then they turned it around, and Unfixed has been on the chase all day, killing people in the last half of fights.
Yep. Defensive Sound Barrier goes down, and they're not really getting too much out of this here. Really, IDDQD able to back up, not suffer any casualties, so that is a sort of wasted Sound Barrier. And that's a nice backing up from IDDQD, and now they have the opportunity to go in, but as I said, that Internet Hulk is taken out at the last moment, and that is a very, very big pick for Reunited.
Yeah, Pluppy tried to get in the back. He got spotted out too early, has to Wraith Walk down, and now they're just kind of posturing up on offense. However, they do have a ton of offensive ults available.
Yeah, I mean, they are loaded for bear. They have Transcendence, they have Sound Barrier, they have Earth Shatter, they have Death Blossom, they have all the tools for what they need, and they're going to be using it very quickly here, I believe.
Hulk goes down really early again, though.
Yeah, this has been happening with Internet Hulk, where he has really good gameplay sense, but every now and then he'll just go a little bit too ham. And just like that, Pluppy's sitting here just waiting it out because he just watched the four of his team just get annihilated. Really off Internet Hulk going a little bit too YOLO there.
Yeah, they should be able to pick out Pluppy here, too. Pluppy trying to trade, at least, to make it more valuable. Doesn't quite
Yeah,
get...
unfortunately, all he did was sort of stagger deaths, so IDDQD finding themselves a little bit stalled out here, and they only have a minute and a half left to complete the
Right,
map.
and this is one of my favorite choke points in the game. The angle of approach is so difficult here for the offense that it doesn't look like a choke. It's wide open space, but it's really easy for the defense to spam it out.
Yeah, and defensive ult-wise, even though the ult part of the game is still in favor of IDDQD, looking at this here, you do have good defensive ult up as well, so it's hardly free for IDDQD as they come in here. Sunberry is going to come in. They are going to burn all their ult. Here they come. Here comes Puppey. Puppey in the back. Not actually in good position. Death Blossom. Take a look at Coco. Coco's going to be dropping Earthshatter anytime, but no, he goes down before he drops it. That is a big pick, and now really good defense coming out from Reunited, and they might be able to hold this.
Yeah, Valtaja is kind of waiting. He had a few picks there. Winghaven had his ultimate ready, not able to get it down, and they're just trading out.
Oh, look at Mendo Kusai. Mendo Kusai is able to pick up 2 kills there, but Taimu went down as all that happened, so really trades back and forth. Neither team able to get a big advantage until the end, and Reunited able to hold yet again. And take a look at this. They're down to only 2 good ultimates for what will be almost certainly be the last push of the game.
Yeah, they are some really good ultimates, though, and they have to work really well together. If he's able to get a decent Earthshatter on 2 or 3 players and then follow that up with a Death Blossom and a High Noon, could be in for some trouble here.
And Puppey picked off on Fix, so this is a 6v5. This might be exactly what they need. They need to go in, they need to drop Earthshatter, they need to drop Death Blossom, and that needs to happen now.
Yeah, defensive Sound Barrier came down a little early, so now they're going to be able to wait it out and push in with all their offensive ults.
Oh, Earthshatter's totally wasted, though.
Winghaven's Earthshatter is not wasted. He hits 3 and charges 3 off. That might be enough to hold it. Valtella picks him up off the ground. Valtella with 3 kills.
Yeah, Winghaven Valtella really holding that for Reunited there. Unfortunately, the Earthshatter was a little bit rushed on the IDDQD side, and as a result, this is going to be a hold for Reunited. So very nice hold coming out from them on round number 1. And now, if they can complete the map, they will even things up, and our series will be 1-1 in IDDQD versus Reunited.
Play of the game.
Asking what the time was, I think it was about 5:56 remaining.
Winghaven is just winning this game. I mean, it's right there. You saw it in the beginning of that screen. He starts knocking them down, and then the charge afterwards hits 3 of them, doesn't pin any of them, but it launches them all in different directions, and Valutaja is able to clean it up. 21,000 damage done from Valutaja. That's insane.
Looking at Ammon to clarify, just to be sure, but I'm pretty sure looking at the time, it was about 5:56 remaining after the 3rd checkpoint was hit. So, if Reunite can cap that point before that point, they'll just win outright without having to win things outright.
Yeah, considering my computer problems, I'm afraid to even run a time watch app here. So we'll see if anyone actually has the official time. Oh no, I was defer to administration on this one. Ask chat, Kappa.
So, it's not going to be Reunited versus IDDQD, swapping sides here. And we'll see just what Reunite can bring on the offensive end. I really love the gameplay coming out of both these teams, though, Hex. They've really shown us some really good stuff so far, and we are only in map number 2.
Yeah, it seems like the first map to me. That's the kind of the vigor that these teams are going at it, the energy that they're bringing to this. These are fantastically matched teams. It's the cream of the crop in Europe right now. I know like Melty is in the conversation, G2 is in the conversation. I don't even know what's going on with those teams right now, really. Neither of them were able to field a team this weekend, though a lot of their players are playing, so there might be reformations heading up, but if you're looking at the top of Europe right now, it is definitely IDDQD and Reunited. I don't think that is any argument about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just interesting, though, seeing the ascent of Reunited, where Reunited, they've been improving week after week, and now, you know, they did lose map 1 in a very, very close game, but I do think they're well positioned to potentially take this final if they have a strong showing in the next few maps, which is very, very possible. Speaking of IDDQD, though, let's take a look at their defense status coming out here. We have Fluppy on the Junkrat, teasing us with the Junkrat all day, not necessarily getting as much value as he would have liked. Coco on the Reinhardt, Internet Hulk on the Winston, Taimu on McCree, Chipsogen on Zenyatta yet again, and the Bridgebup on the Lucio.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary at all for Reunited. Just pretty much everyone is on their given hero except for, I guess Mendo's even running Genji now. Mendo is their Genji. So yeah, nothing out of the ordinary really.
Yep, so right now we see Pluppy with more Junkrat type gameplay, but really doesn't work out. Reunite gets in there very quickly, quick 3 kills from Reunited, and they're not impressed at all by Monsieur Junkrat.
No, that was a pretty one-sided fight, though. Taimu comes in and does finish off Unfixed, but look how far back they're already pushed.
Yeah, and Pluppy not wanting to send the Junkrat. He has already swapped him out for Reaper, so despite all this Junkrat hype, I gotta say, I have not been very impressed with Junkrat today. He's been in the Tracer category of he gets played for maybe 1-2 deaths and then gets swapped out.
So an interesting defensive tactic here. They're trying to rush a few up top. They do end up sneaking the Reaper up top and around. Now they're kind of smashing them between 2 sides here. Unfixed is able to take down Pluppy, though.
Unfixed does take out Pluppy, and really nice stuff coming up from the attacking side for Reunited. If they could get 1 or 2 more picks here, they can actually just keep on moving all the way to the hangar phase, but they have to be careful not to be too aggro. And really just, I like the game sense coming up from Unfixed. He goes for it, but he's not going for it so much that he gets picked. And that's really, really important thus far. Meanwhile, take a look at Mendo Kusai. Mendo Kusai, Genji in the thick of things right now. Valtaja does take out Taimu. That is a big McCree versus McCree pick. Take a look at Mendo Kusai. Mendo Kusai is on the back on Morte. Morte in a lot of trouble, is going to get taken out. And now it's pretty much all Reunited as they wipe out the entirety of the IDDQD team.
And Unfixed is already in the hangar, already on top of the shuttle, trying to pressure Pluppy out. Unfixed has been so aggressive, but it's been calculated aggression from Unfixed rather than some of the Internet Hulk play we've seen earlier. He's just not playing as calculated as Unfixed has. And Unfixed Winston has been some of the best Winston I've seen in Overwatch ever.
Yeah, Unfixed has been very much on point. I just wish that he had more holes to knock people into. That being said, we have the Internet Hulk with a very aggressive initiation coming in. Pluppy looking for the Death Blossom. Not gonna be able to do it yet with all the Transcendences in and about, but he knows his time is coming. Here comes the Death Blossom. Gets at least a double kill. Taimu helping him out and taking out Winghaven, and IDDQD striking back. Pluppy with the triple kill, and they will hold in the first part of the hangar here.
Yeah, this is where it gets really dangerous because spawns are right outside the other side of this door. They have to find some way to filter in through these little 4 holes. This giant door shut behind them as soon as the cart got through that door, and it can be really tough to reestablish any sort of presence in the hangar. You're fighting absolutely uphill.
And take a look at this though. Morte does have his Transcendence up still. Chipshin though picks up Valtaja, and we know, really generally speaking, when Valtaja goes down, bad things happen to Reunited. And just like that, that's 2 kills already, and Reunited's just gonna need to back up a bit here because IDDQD is looking very, very strong at the moment.
Yeah, they're just in perfect positioning here. It's part of the momentum I talk about on this map, that if you get stuck in the beginning part of hangar phase, you might be stuck the entire map. It's just really hard to get people in here in any sort of cohesive movement or aggression. It's such a small choke way to get through.
You see Valtaja sort of leading the way with the poke. Very, very wary of Pluppy. Pluppy's on top of the ship. He's gonna drop down. Doesn't even matter that he's gonna have a Death Blossom. Just a Reaper coming down can ruin your day. And Chipsagen able to take out Mendo Kusai. So Chipsagen sort of showing his patient, effective Zenyatta play in the back, and it is doing work and then some. And he still has Transcendence if he needs to pop it here, which might happen any moment.
Yeah, the offensive Transcendence was already used. Pluppy's...
Oh, he's not able to Transcendence. The Earthshatter from Winghaven was enough. So Reunited was looking a little bit rough for them to begin with. They're making this work right now, Hex.
Yeah, they've got a little bit of room. Unfixed does take down Internet Hulk. Pluppy then takes down Winghaven. Unfixed going ham. Another couple kills, and Mendo is still up and making room up front.
Yeah, and really that was all enabled by the fact that I think Chipsagen tried to hold on to his Transcendence a little bit too long. He could have put it out a little bit before the Earthshatter. But as a result of him dying there, he still has the Transcendence up, but he's going to have to use it here if they're going to have any chance of holding.
Yeah, they do rush in and try to hold this point as much as they can. Pluppy with a couple kills right away. Taimu follows it up. That's 3K overall on this fight. 4, and that is going to be an easy hold.
Yeah, they hold, but look at who the payload is. Reunite can feel a little bit proud about the progress they made there. And ult-wise, they're not looking too bad either. They will have Sound Barrier and Dragon Blade up as they come back over for another crack at this payload.
Yeah, the Sound Barrier is going to be a big help, but Internet Hulk has his Primal Rage up. It's going to allow them to kind of clear the cart. Now, Taimu has his Deadeye up too. Not really the best position or best part of the map for it right now.
Yep.
Sound Barrier does come off, though.
Sound Barrier does come off. We see both teams sort of trading out kills here, and IDDQD again, very much deep inside, and really... Reunite's just gonna have to back up and hope for the best again, and they're just getting stymied in this hangar phase. And look at the payload. The payload is moving back, and they've almost lost all the benefit of their last good push.
Yeah, this was IDDQD's map pick, and I think they really understand the hangar phase of this map a lot better than Reunited does, or at least are somehow positioned for it or enjoy it more or something. But this cannot be fun to try to get into. Pluppy takes down Mendo, who tried to teleport on top just blindly onto the shuttle. That did not work out well. They're getting pushed back through these tiny chokehold doors.
Yeah, and again, REUNITED's just getting pushed back, and they're going to have to sit back, regroup, and if they need to go fast here, because it is true if they complete the map, they'll win, but right now, the odds of winning the map from getting second point are very much slipping away. I think if they don't get it on this push, it will be official that IDDQD had a quicker time through the hangar phase, so really, they want to move.
Yeah, they're going to have to try to move here somehow. They do have most of the ultimates up, but they're bleeding out players again. Unfixed actually used his ultimate, and I think he's going to get taken out because of it. At some point, it's not going to be the effective ultimate that he was looking for, as most of his team is dead. There's no reason for him to make room when no one can follow up with it. A bit of a waste of ult.
They were also just really split in general. Morte was very, very split from most of the team. And if he wanted to use Transcendence, he wouldn't have been in a good position to use it, so there's no ability to save the team. Transcendence just sort of got stuck there. And IDDQD looking very strong, and now, I mean, REUNITED does have the ults to break through here, but they just have to get through in a way that makes sense and not suffer any losses to begin to. But Internet Hulk leaps in, kills Volta off the leap, and again, when Voltaja goes down, things do not go well for REUNITED, and they're just gonna have to back up, wait for Voltaja, and go again. But all this time is being bought by IDDQD right now, and they gotta be feeling good about their odds on Gibraltar about now.
They're just never giving the initiative to REUNITED. When REUNITED looks like they might be posting up, looks like they might have time for ultimates, IDDQD's just taking the fight to them, making them stagger deaths, and it's getting pretty brutal down there now. Now they can almost spawn camp if they want. There's no reason to really try to spawn camp on the other side of this door. If you just hold these 4 doors, it's as good as a spawn camp anyway, so that seems to be their strategy right now.
Yeah, and right now they only need a few more successful wipes to put a exclamation point on this game. Pluppy on top with Death Blossom, ready to drop down at any point, and REUNITED has to be feeling the pressure now because they just have to be feeling this game slipping away from them as we go. Here comes Pluppy. Pluppy getting deep in on Morte, is not able to take him out. Morte living for longer than expected with the melee. Morte takes out Pluppy. Oh no, that was a combination, really good play by Morte, a little bit of a mess up by Pluppy, and now here comes REUNITED. Effectively empowered by Pluppy not killing Morte there.
Yeah, Voltaja and Mendo getting some kills there, and they're trying to get the card here to the second point. It's going to be close.
I will note that IDDQD did have the quicker second point time now, for sure. So the path for REUNITED to win here goes through the final point. We have Transcendence coming up for both teams. Neither team wants to die just yet. Pluppy, though, does take out Mendo Kusai in the back, and Pluppy still being quite the pest back here. Voltaja, though, takes out Pluppy, and just like that, REUNITED is turning the tables with Sound Barrier and some great shooting from Voltaja.
Winghaven with a nice play to clean off some room on the cart, and they are actually going to get the push there. Winghaven is just carrying today.
Yeah, Winghaven, again, I think if REUNITED has a part where they've really upped their game, their tank play is definitely it. So, IDDQD did get to this point quicker than REUNITED did, so, again, should REUNITED want to win this map, they need to bring the payload all the way.
Yeah, they got a pretty good pace now. They're actually kind of past the made-up choke point that is this area, but again, IDDQD is not waiting around.
Taimu with the triple kill. I believe that was a Deadeye. It doesn't even matter that Unfixed still has his ultimate because there's just no chance to use it here.
Yeah, very aggressive defense. It's kind of been their hallmark of their game so far, IDDQD versus REUNITED. It might be a little clashing of styles of how they play defense, but they're not allowing REUNITED to ever take the initiative and ever initiate a fight, ever decide that now is our time, now it's optimal for us. They're just taking it to them when it's optimal for them. They're making them fight on uncomfortable ground.
Yeah, Morte was able to take out Chichigen there. That is a pretty big pick. That's going to give them a lot of space as they move in. We do see the Deadeye coming up from Voltaja. Everyone hiding behind shields, so I think he's going to have to right-click this.
It is a really early sound barrier, though. I don't love it out of Engrup. It's going to wear off by the time the fight actually begins.
And meanwhile, Internet Hulk in the back. Oh, he got a knockoff McCree. Doesn't matter. He just kills him outright. Internet Hulk, man, it's kind of funny for his name, but it's been pretty fitting for all the Winston play that he's been doing today, and he's had some good wins.
His biggest plays have been in the Primal Rage, too. It is absolutely fitting.
Hulk smash. So, taking a look at this, we do have Winghaven coming back up. Winghaven does have Earth Shatter. He's had some really good plays here, and it's with only a minute 15 left, it might be time for Winghaven to put the team on his back, get a good Earth Shatter, go from there. If Unfixed can follow up from that, Earth Shatter Death Blossom, it has been known to do work, but IDDQD not making it easy. Reinhardt charging and Coco smashing out Winghaven.
It's Coco who's going to take the Reinhardt reins on, but this is a pretty nice ultimate. It's a great ultimate out of Morte. Saves two people who are about to get wrecked by Reinhardt, giving them at least a chance to continue this fight.
Again, going Taimu. Taimu and Valtaja, really the people to watch, and McCree's making things happen, but Taimu winning the McCree battle and going on and take out Unfixed right after, and again, REUNITED find themselves in trouble, and now they only have one good push left here, Hex.
Yeah, and we do see an offensive Widow comes out, does take out Taimu, but I'm not certain this is the right time for a Widow. It just seems like even if you get picks,
it's desperation.
Yeah.
It's just, at this point, it's desperation. They need to get picks, they need a snowball, because they only have 20 seconds left. They need, again, the payload, and they need to keep moving it. It is REUNITED's only path to victory. Otherwise, they'll be finding themselves in a 2-map hole to IDDQD.
Winghaven still has his Earth Shatter up. Oh, he gets...
Look at this. Valtaja picks off Puppy, but Internet Hulk again with 2 kills. Taimu with kills. Taimu is still up, laying down damage with Internet Hulk, and the sort of 1-2 combo of Internet Hulk and Taimu going to finish up the rest of the REUNITED squad. That is GG. IDDQD going up 2 maps to nothing in the grand finals. And man, Hex, these games have been close, but IDDQD just slightly ahead.
Yeah, they're kind of the more aggressive team. They're just always taking the fight to REUNITED, which is a little against REUNITED's a little more methodical, a little more decisive play style. So it's kind of putting them on the back foot, and they just got stuck in a really bad spot in the shuttle there.
Yeah, I mean, it was just REUNITED got stuck in the hangar for longer than they wanted to, and they just could not really find the ability to get out. And yeah, it does happen that way. It's a little bit unfortunate too, because REUNITED has really had some phenomenal moments in the series, just a little bit not going their way when it comes to timings, and just a few fights not going their way, and it's really, that can decide the course of a series.
Taimu just christened himself Aim Lord for his 17 fan the hammer kills.
You know, you can't do that. You have to be Lee Balanced Space Cowboy or something like that, but Aim Lord, that's lacking in a little bit.
I don't know, Aim Lord's kind of like Star Lord, you know? Who? I don't know.
Not feeling it.
Yeah, maybe.
Not convinced.
We'll put a poll up. We'll put a poll up on GosuGamers.net next to our map ban and Overwatch draft retooling polls. It'll be, what should we call McCree for ironic Twitch chat, and what meme should he be? I mean, those are the important questions. People don't care about map bans, map picks, whatever. It's like, how can we properly meme McCree?
Yeah, I mean, that's truly one of the more pressing issues of our time.
I mean, there's the presidential election, you know, Water and Flint killing people, and then, I mean, we got to get around to memeing McCree at some point.
Yeah, I mean, if McCree isn't memed, is life really worth living? The answer might be no. That being said, IDDQD going up 2 maps to nothing over REUNITED. They are going to be on match point for map number 3. And REUNITED now having to fight for its tournament life if they don't want to go back down to second place.
Yeah, IDDQD wins this. You name them the best team in EU, you think?
For this week, yes.
Well, I mean, not for. Yeah, I guess for this week, it's all very dynamic and fungible.
I mean, next week, Pluppy could be on a different team. Let's be realistic here, and that just changes the dynamic entirely.
Yeah, I suppose Pluppy is pretty good. But you know, regardless of what happens, I'm really proud of the REUNITED guys. I'm glad they finally won a tournament. It was earlier today. They won the GoodGame.ru Cup. I'm sure they'll be playing in whatever tournaments that we have coming up, because that's what they do. So they finally got over that hump, and they're still firmly top 2 in Europe, and they have been for a while. So the consistency out of REUNITED is really strong to see, and these games have been extremely close. It's not like they're tier 2 number 2 team. Like, they are up there. They could be the best team in Europe easily.
I mean, a slightly different day, a slightly different set of things, and REUNITED could easily be up 2-0 right now rather than being down 2.
Yeah, these maps are so close.
And again, I think really one of the biggest changes in REUNITED today is I really think their tank play has brought it up to another level. We've seen Winghaven get a lot more good plays today. Not that he was like totally being bad or anything in the past, but he was more inconsistent. Today, he's been far more consistent. Yeah,
I know. We mentioned that too. Is we watch Winghaven specifically, and we're like, this is exactly what REUNITED is. We have no idea if they're the best player on the planet or they're the middle of the pack player. Like, what are they? And that was Winghaven's play that entire day. But among that, Unfixed has been playing out of his mind. Like, I've seen Winston played a lot in competitive Overwatch, and I don't think I've seen him played quite to the level that Unfixed is playing. Internet Hulk is also playing a really good Winston, but Unfixed seems to be making the right choices in almost every situation. His ultimates are great. He's protecting his supports. He's finishing fights. It's just been really a pleasure to watch him on our giant space ape.
Yeah, I mean, Internet Hulk, I think his Winston play has been phenomenal. We've seen him It's one of those things where it's sort of feast or famine to some extent. I think he's had some plays where he's gone in so deep that he's just gotten picked off and just like,
Yeah.
Internet Hulk, what are you doing?
And those look
yet,
really bad, of course, yeah.
But he's had a ton of great plays where he goes in and gets everything he wants and then some. So high risk, high reward. But overall, I think better. It's worked out for him more often than not.
Yeah, it's strange how like in each part of the beta and each week it all changes how which kind of a designation of hero shines. You know, we've had weeks where it's just all about the fraggers. We've had weeks where all I wanted to do was watch support play. You know, it was mostly like those Esper weeks where he's just killing it as Mercy. And now it's like we're reaching a meta where every tank is viable, every tank is played to a different way, and then seeing people play the tanks to the best of their ability has been really fun to watch.
And again, it's just sort of the evolution of Overwatch before your eyes. And really, we get to see new things from the meta every week. And it's just exciting in general, Hex.
I think we're into this map banning process. There's a
are.
link up. Hollywood is gone. Lijiang Tower is gone. Dorado's gone. Those are all reunited bans. IDDQD has banned out Temple of Anubis. No! And Nepal.
So no King of the Hill for map number 3.
No.
Not much is assured.
Sure, Reunited's happy about that.
Yeah, interesting enough that IDDQD took out Nepal. So IDDQD, not necessarily a fan of King of the Hill either. Note that while Hanamura is gone, Volskaya still remain. There it goes.
Yeah, Reunited takes out Volskaya. I mean, even though Reunited kind of struggled a little bit on Gibraltar, I don't think they struggled enough that they need to get rid of it. So we're definitely going to Payload, and we're definitely going to a familiar one. We're either going to Gibraltar, Kings Row, or Numbani.
I feel like IDDQD is going to take out Numbani here, and they might take out Gibraltar and bring it to Kings Row, or maybe they were happy with Gibraltar, so I don't know, we'll see. Obviously, actually, Reunited gets a final decisive ban here. What am I saying?
So Numbani's gone. Reunited gets to choose.
I think maybe we go to Kings Row. If they didn't like what happened on Gibraltar just now, anyways. We could be going back to Gibraltar, though. Who knows?
Yeah, the only person I know with a definitive opinion on Gibraltar is Pluppy, and I'm pretty sure he hates Gibraltar. But I might just be lumping him in with the rest of Eccentric, who did not like Gibraltar. Rest in peace, Eccentric.
Well, if Reunited knows that, they might decide to force Gibraltar again after all, but instead they're going to go for the untried, untested in Kings Row, and we'll see just what happens.
Yeah, a brand new map, Kings Row. We've never seen this before, never seen either team on this map, so it should be interesting. Probably see Symmetra. I really think we're going to see Symmetra out of IDDQD. I don't know why, that's just my gut feeling. And then we're going to see Pluppy on something weird in a corner somewhere, probably damage boosted by Mercy. These are my bold predictions.
Yeah, very, very likely in general. That being said, looks like if the teams are accurate right now, IDDQD going to be on offense first, so we might have to wait a little bit to see their Symmetra, Torbjorn defense. Should they decide to run with it on point A, Kings Row? Yeah,
and then while we have a moment waiting for teams to get ready, just a huge shout out. I don't feel like I've sold out enough today, so I really need to get this in. We got big thanks to Rockhat, our sponsors with us from the beginning. They make fine accessories for your computer. If you're sitting at your desk and you're touching anything while you're looking at the computer, your keyboard, your mouse, your headset, etc., chances are Rockhat makes one and they make a damn fine one. DX Racer, of course, makes some of the best gaming chairs available. Check them out. And of course, our sponsor, Metrorino.com. We were hoping to do a little more with them this week, but I think we're going to put that off till next week. We don't like to do things too fast. We like to do things as right as possible the first time. So next week, hopefully, we'll be doing an increased partnership with Metrorino. They're doing some cool stuff with esports crowdfunding that you should definitely look into if you're into esports and crowdfunding, or just in general looking at tournaments and match sets and whatnot. Metrorino.com. Check them out, and they all combine to furnish our $360 prize pool, which will either be going to reunited.gg or IDDQD, or the IDDQDs, as chat loves to call them.
And if that wasn't clear, what that means is that the entirety of the prize pool goes to the first place winner. So it is literally feast or famine. There is no consolation, $50 to second place team. Everything goes to first place. Nothing goes to second place. Obviously, as time goes on and the prize pools get bigger, second and third, they'll get some degree more of the prize pool. But for now, it's all or it's nothing.
Yeah, Reunited already won 500 today in the, what is it? Goodgame.ru.
Goodgame.ru.
Yeah. So we were definitely, they don't have as much to play for as they already earned their money today as a team, but they're still kind of, they really need a couple wins in a row to cement themselves as we are the team to beat. They're still one of the teams to beat. And who knows what's going on with the European scene. Like I said, G2 and Melty up in the air, Eccentric, RIP. But yeah, they would love another win here, and they especially don't really want to get kind of shut out. A 3-0 would not feel great after winning their first tournament of the day. It's like such a polar opposite of we're champions. Oh, we just got beat 3-0.
But even if they get beaten 3-0, I mean, if you actually look back at the actual maps, particularly Numbani, I mean, I actually think they should have had Numbani. I'm not going to call it a choke since really it was such a great defense to begin with, but I don't know. I feel like they probably should have had that. It just didn't happen the way they wanted it to. So, I mean, there's not that much shame in what happened in, sorry, did I say, yeah, it was Numbani. Not much of that shame there. And Gibraltar was also very, very close. So, even if it is 3-0, it's not really, the 3-0 isn't entirely accurate.
Well, there's the adage in sports that, it was closer than the score says, so even 3-0, and it's like, well, those were 3 really close games. So we'll see what happens on Kings Row. Reunited definitely up there. IDDQD. I wonder if Pluppy's gonna be on that team permanently. At some point, we have to just make him make a decision, right? He can't play for everyone forever. Can he?
I mean,
there's no like Overwatch rule book or anything.
There's no roster locking right now, so why can't Pluppy just take the tour of every Overwatch team?
Oh, Jesus. I guess Merc for hire, Pluppy. I bet you Pluppy will play on your team if you subscribe to his channel. It's all it takes for him.
Yep.
You know how like Hearthstone guys will do Deck Doctor if you subscribe to their channel or whatever that is? Pluppy will play on your team for a weekend if you sub to his channel. That's completely untrue and unendorsed. He's in chat, and you can ask him.
Right now, Pluppy is the true esports mercenary, just in general.
Yep, top free agent, waiting to find that right team. I think he found the right team, though. I mean, he's playing really well with IDDQD, although he's played well with almost every team he's been on, and they've always been in contention. This seems like a pretty good fit where he gets to play the heroes he wants and play in the style he likes. He gets to be babysit constantly by Zenyatta Orb. What more could you want? Do we throw a Mercy on him, too?
I mean, why not? Honestly, I wish we'd see a little bit more Mercy. I mean, I feel like every time we've seen Mercy today, she's been incredibly effective, both at getting reses, good damage boosts, and everything else. But, for one reason or another, she's not getting played quite as much.
It's a good map for it, though. I think defensive Mercy on Kings Row is a thing we might be seeing on a more consistent basis. Just because, like I said, she's not really even the healer anymore. Let Lucio do all the healing. Because single target healing in this game is a little troublesome as is anyway. But just using the damage boost and just using her as utility and then the resurrect. I mean, even if you took healing off of Mercy right now, she'd still be a viable hero pick.
Yeah, I mean, my sort of idea to buff Mercy up a little bit more, maybe it's not even needed, but I would sort of change her damage buff rather than being a beam, sort of like a 5-second buff where, think of it as like the anti-Zenyatta Orb rather than the Orb actually causing you to take more damage, it causes you to do more damage for X percentage of time.
Oh, okay, so I'm good. But, no, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that was pretty much it.
Oh, no, sorry. I got information updated, and apparently I can't do 2 things at once or hold 2 thoughts in my head. But the Good Game RU first place prize was €100. So apparently my conversion rate's a little bit off. I know that euros are very valuable, but they're apparently not 5 to 1.
Well, there you have it.
Just so that information is accurate.
So there is a bit of a side switch up happening here. IDDQD is going to be defending first, so we will get to see the IDDQD Kings Row defense and see if they can sort of do the impossible and hold point A all on their own. I mean, we've seen them do it before, but doing against a team of Reunited's caliber, that would be something else.
Yeah, I just kind of want to see what they're going to run. I'm almost going to be disappointed if they just run a very standard composition. I want to see a Junkrat. I want to see a Mercy, maybe a defensive Widow. Yeah, 6 Hanzos on defense. We're going to scattershot spam your window.
I mean, that would be unexpected, and then all the Hanzos would die, and then it'd be like, well, what did you really expect?
Yep.
So, this is the grand finals. IDDQD up 2-0 over Reunited. Reunited now fighting for tournament life on Kings Row.
Whew. It's been a hell of a day, and it could not come down to anything more interesting than IDDQD versus Reunited. This is what I woke up this morning hoping to see.
And your hopes have been answered today with IDDQD versus Reunited. And again, it's sort of interesting because we are missing some of the more prominent teams in the EU scene, sort of. We did have Team Whatever, which is sort of a mix between G2, Melty, and so forth, but we were missing the actual G2 and Melty today, so rip them. And yet, we did get to see so many good teams in the tournament regardless, so it sort of goes to show how much talent is in the EU scene right now.
Yeah, I've said this before I like get called out on regionism. EU has much more depth right now at the top than NA does. NA is pretty much a couple teams that are really good and then some up and coming talent that could be really good. Google Me, of course, among them. Google Me played really well last week, but then there's a pretty big divide between your mix up, your Envious, and maybe your Google Me, and then everyone else. Whereas Europe is a really deep field all along the top that it's almost confusing to watch how good all these teams are.
Let's take a look at things here from the defensive end. We have Coco on Reinhardt, Internet Hulk on Symmetra, Taimu on McCree, the Bridge Up on Lucio, Chips again on the Torbjorn, which was so effective on earlier in the tournament, and Pluppy on Reaper. So they are running the Symmetra Torbjorn again, and let's just see if it can actually hold a team of Reunited's caliber.
This composition locked out teams earlier. Too Easy is going to play Lucio. We do have an offensive Widowmaker. It's going to be Mendo is going to look for those picks right away. Oddly enough, the Mercy and the Junkrat are coming from Reunited, Morte and Unfixed.
Oh, he only looked for the pick really quickly, and he already switched to 76, so he was not really that committed to the Widow, just wanted to go for it early on, see if he got something or not. Did not get, so he switched to 76, so I kind of like the switch up there, makes sense. But Taimu drawing first blood again. Taimu's so deadly on McCree, gets a quick double kill at that.
Yeah, they completely ignored the turret on their roll, and now they're getting chased down. Unfixed jumped in as Junkrat, and they're taking a very strange angle to this, and I don't think it's going to work out.
They're going everywhere but the point in their sort of goal of avoiding all the turrets, and I like the idea, but it's not really working out here. And now really, it's up to IDDQD to sort of hunt people down in the backfield, because they are all in the backfield now.
Yeah, teleporter's up. Chipsgen just respawning now. Just very strange beginning to this game.
Volta versus Taimu. Volta is able to take out Taimu, so Voltaja doing some good work there, but Koku and Pluppy able to come in, sort of clean things up.
Morte's got res up. I don't think he uses it here, though. I think you save it.
Yeah, definitely. The res on offense is interesting, though. It can do good things. Morte is going to get taken out in the end.
Yeah, you got to make the other team kill you twice. So a couple ultimates up here. You do have Unfixed ultimate on Roadhog. There's going to be a little bit of time from Winghaven on the point.
Yeah, Unfixed actually, in comes the Junkrat Tire. Will the Tire get value? The Tire's just sort of sitting there, biding its time, literally. Pretty funny, though. It's funny to watch. The Tire, though, not getting quite the value. And the defense of IDDQD is fully set up yet again.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I can't get over that Tire. I'm going to need a second.
Like, it was a little Tire that could.
Yeah.
But then it couldn't.
I think it can't. They do damage boost to 76. I think that's what the Mercy's essentially here for, is just kind of to roid up the
Here's a big thing we have here, though. Molten Core could be coming out at any moment. Here comes Molten Core. The level 3 turret is out. And even though Internet Hope just went down, they really are not going to do anything to this turret for a moment. You do not want to challenge that straight up.
No, pretty much what Torbjorn is he's very weak when he doesn't have his ultimate, and he's very overpowered when he does have his ultimate. There's really no in between. You don't want him in just a regular fight, but you want him in...
Here comes the res, though. The res is up from the offense. They have the sound barrier up. The Tire, though, gets taken out immediately, so not quite what Unfixed was looking for. But still, this is working out for Reunited. They're slowly pushing out IDDQD. They're taking control of the point. And point A... very likely to... Hang on just a second. The teleport reinforcements are coming in, and Coco smashing Winghaven against the wall. And just like that, what was looking so good for Reunited, IDDQD is able to turn around in part because of the teleporter from Internet Hulk.
Yeah, the teleporter being huge for reinforcements. They had a ton of damage on. They got a bunch of kills, but that Earth Shatter really slowed them down. And now Pluppy gets a kill there. They have to completely restart this offense.
Yeah, and take a note here too, Pluppy does have Death Blossom up, so he's just going to be looking for ability to go in. Coco smashing Winghaven against the wall. Here comes Pluppy. Pluppy with the completely wide open Death Blossom. Gets the 3 kill and finishes off with the 4th. So nice stuff coming out from Pluppy. And IDDQD making a case for trying to defend point A in full. 2/3 were captured by Reunited, but they need to get that extra third to start the payload phase of the game.
This is exactly what I was talking about earlier, how IDDQD takes the fight to the other team. They do not wait for the other team to initiate that on him. You can see it with Coco going after Winghaven time and time again. He's not going to wait for
look
Winghaven.
At this. They're chasing them down as they go in. That being said, Voltaja still getting a lot of work done here. Gets out Pluppy and Taimu. That's 2 of their biggest heavy hitters down. They might be able to teleport back in, but you gotta like how this is looking for Reunited thus far.
They exchange fire blast through the point and end up killing each other for the most part. The 2 Reinhardts. Oh god, it's just getting crazy down here. I can't even talk.
Yeah, the res from Morte really doing a lot of the work there. Transcendence buying a little bit of time, but I don't think this is what IDDQD wanted at all. I think that res is going to be the dagger in the heart, and they are going to take it with 355 remaining after they grab it. So finally, they grab the first point, and in comes Reunited, trying to get through here as quick as possible.
Yeah, they don't have too easy with him, though, so they're just going to sit back on the cart. They're not going to push up too far with a speed burst or anything and take too aggressive a standpoint. I think they just want to sit back, get on the cart, maybe charge some ultimates. Really, the only ultimate up in the game right now is Winghaven's Earthshatter, which has changed games in the past. But really, I like what Coco's doing. He's not letting Winghaven with the initiation at all. He has charged him down every time he's seen him and just taking Winghaven out of the... They're taking the fight to the team whenever they get the chance to do it.
Yeah, no, what they're doing has been really, really effective thus far. And really, Reunited getting through here without a whole lot of pressure to begin with. But I'm going to note, Pluppy has switched to Junkrat. So Junkrat making his appearance in this tight corridor of King's Row. And it totally makes sense why you'd switch to him in this case. And we'll just see if it works out for him as he tries to take on Mendo, Kusai, and Morte in the back. And it's kind of working out for him.
Completely zoning him out on the stairs. And actually, he gets a pipe in at the end on Morte. Takes down the Mercy.
Yeah, he takes out Morte. There's good stuff from Pluppy. That being said, the rest of this is not working out all that well at all, as Winghaven, Too Easy, and others take out the remainder of the IDDQD team. So it's some cool Junkrat play, but again, Junkrat falling a little bit short.
Yeah, they're going to try to hold up a little bit here so that the cart can get to the point. I don't know if they're going to be able to get to the cart in time to even pressure and stop it, but there goes Internet Hulk. He's ready to stop it.
Now they're very, very close here. They're trying to contest it. They need to stay on it, though, because they're off it for even a second. It is going to cap to the next point. Earthshatter comes down from the defense, but here comes... Oh, no. Unfictious got wrecked as he came down. That was not the Death Blossom he was looking for. Meanwhile, take a look at Winghaven. Winghaven was saving Earthshatter that entire time. He never got a good time to use it, and Zombie comes out for the offense, but maybe a little bit too late.
And this cart had not even been activated until just now.
There it goes. Might have been a mistake on the defense there. I feel like they could have held that. I don't know.
Yeah, it was kind of a mistake on the offense for not pushing it a little earlier, but there was a little bit of time where Mendo saw that no one was on the cart, so he was able to actually push it to the payload. But until that point, it had not actually been reaching the point.
So there's about 3:58 left on the clock right after they capped that there. So good stuff coming out from Reunited to be able to cap that there. I think it would have been in IDDQD's interest if they could have held a little bit longer, but it is what it is, and now they need to see if they can hold the last point.
Reunited has the chance to be really aggressive here if they want and try to throw some people in without using ultimates, maybe bait out some ultimates and then use the Mercy Resurrection to really turn the fight in their favor. It's a difficult tactic to pull off, but I think they have the coordination to do it.
Yeah, and right now we just see them going out very aggressive defense in general. Pluppy actually getting the Junkrat kill on Unfix, so he's not giving up on the Junkrat yet. He's staying in on it, and I think they might be seeing a Riptire soon here, Hex.
Yeah, we saw a Riptire earlier too, which was less than effective. We'll see if Pluppy can bring one that actually climbs walls.
Yeah, I'd say a big part of Riptire is climbing walls. Reunite was not able to do it. Maybe IDDQD will be able to do it.
Here comes the Resurrection. They didn't really bait out any ultimates, so Sunbreaker comes out after the Resurrection, so now they're in good fighting form on defense.
Wait, look at it. A little bit of deception there. Wasn't quite effective, but I admire the technique nonetheless.
I mean, you're kind of seeing one of the reasons that Junkrat hasn't been super viable in the meta. Just his ult is not the most impactful thing in the game.
It's super annoying in Puzba and Comp. People are pretty good about shooting it. We do see Mendo Kusai pulling the Dragon Blade and going in, but he gets crunched by Coco. Coco not having any bit of that. Shoulder tackle beats Dragon Blade, so you know.
Good defense here after they actually flubbed and let the cart reach that point. Now we do see an offensive Widow, now an offensive Junkrat. Some changes coming up really quick out of Mendo.
And this game is getting all junked up here with Mendo on Junkrat, Pluppy on Junkrat. We got bombs coming out every which way.
I'm on the record at 5:30 this morning saying I think today is the day we see Junkrat, so prediction achieved.
Yeah, although not as much as I would have thought. That being said, 3 down for the defense, but Unfixed with a big Death Blossom takes out 3 people as he comes in. Is going to get knocked down by Earthshatter, but doesn't matter. He's still alive. And just like that, Reunited is going to break through this choke point and move forward. I wonder if we're going to see us... Pluppy's still in on Junkrat, so we're not going to see us switch off just yet, but I wonder if he wants to say his Junkrat for this last point.
It's not terrible, a defensive Junkrat on this last point. Mostly you just want to spam the left door, and you can actually keep most of the hallway in the pack room clear.
Taking a look here, Reunite still looking strong. They did get the pick on Pluppy. Winghaven holding on to his Earthshatter. You gotta figure he wants to throw that down sooner rather than later.
Yeah, Apollotasha riding the cart and drinks.
Yeah, nice stuff coming from Reunited. Again, they still have ults and been getting a lot of kills here. Oh, but here comes the Riptire. Is this the moment of Riptire's glory? It does take out at least Voltaja there, so good stuff coming up from Puppy. Puppy on top of the points, throwing bombs everywhere, trying to make some chaos, and really, see, chaos is just chaos on top of the point in general right now.
Yeah, Mendo's still alive, trying to do something with his Junkrat. I thought they were going to get it there towards the end. I'm surprised that Tyre actually killed Winghaven. He actually landed on it with his shield. His shield must have been already damaged, so it broke the shield and then ended up killing him as well.
Actually, the Tyre just ignores the shield.
Oh, does
doesn't
it?
care. It will go through
I
the shield.
swear my Tyre has been exploded on shields and done nothing.
So it'll explode. If it explodes outside, the shield will protect you, but it will run through the shield.
Oh, yeah, I prematurely detonate. One of my many problems.
I'm just gonna leave that
Yup.
be. Here come, and here comes Unfixed going in, but oh man, Coco crunching Morte. So both teams trading off kills here on both ends. Really just a full-on scrap. There will be no resurrect or anything like that. And right now they need to get on the point that cause overtime, and they don't. Reaper had a chance to get in there. He didn't go for it, and we will have a hold from IDDQD. The final timer there was 3:58 remaining on the clock when Reunited got to the last checkpoint before the end. So if IDDQD can beat that, let alone finishing the map, they will take map number 3 and they will take the finals of the series.
Thank you.
So,
I mean, look, Pluppy got a card as Junkrat. 30 eliminations. That's pretty high. 60% participation. I guess you keep throwing those grenades long enough, you're bound to get some kills, but some really good play out of Junkrat, and maybe it's not the meteoric rise of Junkrat we expected, but it's definitely making himself much more known in the scene than he was last week.
absolutely. So, moving on to the second round of King's Row. IDDQD with some pretty good victory conditions here. They can either finish out the map fully or simply get to the second to last point a little bit faster than Reunited, and either way, that will win the map number 3 and be the end of the grand finals with IDDQD taking it. So, that being said, they need to get through the Reunited defense first to make that happen.
Yeah, Reunited's best chance is to stop them from taking first overall, and we've seen teams able to do that, not against teams like IDDQD, and then stop them overall from getting second at all. So there's a couple chances for the defense to shine through here and extend the series for Reunited. We're gonna see Hanzo scatters, I think. Why not? As long as Reunited doesn't run a Mercy, they'll be fine. Only Mercy dies to this Salt.
Yeah, we haven't seen 6 Hanzos all day, so maybe now is the time where we see it. Wait, hang on.
Mixing up Widow.
Internet Hulk isn't... He's not going with the rest of his team here. Wait, no he is. 5 Hanzos and Lucio.
If you look at their portraits, like the Hanzos are all looking at each other, like, yeah, this is a good plan, and the Lucio's just looking at the screen like he's disgusted with what's about to happen. Maybe I'm just...
I fully and 100% agree with your analysis here, Hex.
Do you see it? How the portraits are lining up, though? They're all like, yeah. He's like, nah.
But I see it.
All right.
That being said, look at like the defense from 2easy. We got, from Reunited, we got 2easy on the Lucio, Mendo Kusai on the Reaper, Voltaja again on McCree. What else would he be on? Winghaven on Reinhardt, Morte on the Zenyatta, and Unfixed on...
Yeah, offense is going to be Hanzo,
Wait.
Hanzo, and Hanzo.
We got rid of the hater, Lucio. There is no more negative Lucio.
Yeah, he's not casting,
it is now 6
not
Hanzos.
casting shade on the strat anymore.
So,
We'll see.
was this 6 Hanzos already? They will unleash all sorts of hell here. All the scatter shots going down.
Nothing.
And nope, nada.
Bump kiss.
They got goose egged, but here they come in. They're not really losing too much. The only remains be dreams as all the Hanzos go in. And now IDDQD on their real offense here versus Reunited.
Yeah, they are going to be running a Mercy. Again, Mercy on offense, and Junkrat also on the offense. Puppy's going to be playing that Junkrat. So definitely the exact same strategy, but off meta for both teams.
Mendokusai able to pick up a quick kill in the beginning here, but again, the respawns are pretty quick, so you can't really rest on your laurels too much. It's like, okay, we got 2 quick kills, but what next? The real upside to the defense here by holding is that they get their ult and go from there, and Unfixed is going to have a teleporter up very, very quickly here.
Yeah, I just hope he doesn't get greedy, and I hope he lays it down right away. He's already moving back. He's going to have time to do it, I think. He's probably waiting for a death or something to happen first, though.
Yeah, he's going to get put down quickly, and there it goes. It does go down. Morte's going to be using that teleporter very quickly, but take a look at this. Gypsygen already has his res up, so we're going to take a look at Mercy here. A little bit of change up here. Watch Mercy get the heals down and see, is Mercy going to be able to get a good res? And she just uses it on one, just a res of one,
Decent
but
res.
it is a big one. It is Taimu.
Yeah, I mean,
gonna
it is followed up by Sound Barrier 2, and then she damage boosts Timer, so they are making a little bit of space here just by the threat of the damage on the point. Pluppy also has his ultimate ready. Timer is going to ult as well.
Yeah, it doesn't get too much off it. Unfixed picks off Gypsygen in the back, so maybe they would have been a little bit better served by waiting off the res. Hard to say. Taimu is going to go down. Both teams really switching back and forth here, though, so it's not at all a win by Reunited by any means. And in fact, it's looking like the flow is going a little bit in IDDQD's favor here.
Yeah, IDDQD looking pretty good right now. The Riptire is going to come in.
It's really back and forth. I mean, they've gotten 2/3 of the point already, so both Reinhardts charging into each other. But look at Pluppy. Pluppy just getting the double kill on the Junkrat. Does go down the Mendo Kusai. And this is just a total brawl, but there is the res! And that might be the dagger in the heart for Reunited, as IDDQD almost certainly going to take this off that res. So nice stuff coming out from Gypsygen.
Yeah, Pluppy with a couple direct grenades, and he's going to use that mine for mobility. He's just going to start spamming down these alleys, denying that area. And look how far back they have to hold because they don't want to get spammed out by these grenades.
Yeah, they definitely do not want to get spammed out by them. That would not be a good thing in the least. So, taking a look at this here.
Damage booster grenades. Just shredding through shields.
Yeah, and they're making great time here. If they can get through this quickly, they won't even need to go for the last point. They will be our GosuGamers Overwatch Weekly Grand Finals champions. And that being said, Unfixed with a quick pick on Pluppy. Unfixed doesn't want that to happen for obvious reasons. Yeah. And also, it's a Pharah bask in the glory.
Yeah, I've just been looking at it in awe. It's like seeing a rare species. A rare bird in the wild is my beautiful Pharah flying with that globe. Unfixed, they are pushing so far back.
Yeah, Winghaven really leading the charge with a quick 2 kills, and in comes Pharah on top of it, so nice stuff coming out there. And Reunited gonna have to back up a bit, but they're buying themselves some very, very valuable time.
Yeah, they were pushed so far back with that initial spam, then they decided they had enough of it. At some point, you can't just sit back and take chip damage all day. You have to push forward and be the aggressors. Pluppy does take out Valutaja, though. That's a huge kill.
Well, Todd goes down, Internet Hulk goes down. Really, both sides suffering losses, but look at the payload. The payload is getting consistent progress, but here comes Taimu. Taimu on the attack, does take out Unfixed. That is a really big deal. And again, sort of a big of a fight on top of the payload. But IDDQD just needs to keep pushing here, because if they get to this point, anywhere in the next 2 minutes, they will be taking map number 3 in a decisive fashion.
Yeah, I want to see where Mendo was here. He was behind the cart. He was trying to get a flank. It looks like he is trying to reposition here.
Yeah, and I mean, Slow and Steady wins the race here. They have at least 2 minutes left to do this. Winghaven comes out with the Earth Shatter, does do some work. Taimu takes out Unfixed though, so really trading back and forth. Defensive Transcendence is out.
Kind of early. Here comes the resurrection.
Comes from Gypsygen. Yeah, this might be what they need to turn around. Again, both teams really fighting each other tooth and nail. Both sides getting their pound of flesh. Valutaja in the back. Pluppy getting a kill. Valutaja getting a kill. Here comes the dive from Valutaja. Lots of skulls are coming up. He does get Taimu, but he goes down himself. This is a bloodbath.
Yeah, too easy. And Mendo fighting for their tournament life right now. They have to stay on the cart. Unfixed with a huge barrage. It's going to break through the shield. It might get Pluppy.
It gets 2 kills, but it's still not quite bad enough.
It absolutely is.
However, Coco going a little bit too deep there, and that might cost them, as they're going to have to regroup. So looking at the time here, they have about a minute 15 or so to cap it quicker than Reunited got there. So if they have a good push here, it's going to be what they need. And look at this. Neither team has ultimate.
Yeah, we're completely reset. It's not often that you find yourselves in a kind of a naked phase of the game like this, where it's just like everyone's starting out. So right now, I would actually favor the team with the faster charging ultimates, which is going to end up being IDDQD.
Yeah, we see Mendo Kusai going in the back for that. Doesn't quite get the value he wants. Taimu able to take him out, but Unfixed and Valutaja taking out multiple people here. This is going to be a full wipe in favor of Reunited. Yeah.
Yeah, Valutaja too easy. Just, they're putting it on their back. Winghaven's got his ultimate up too. Now they're in the ultimate advantage. What they really can't allow happen, which is never going to happen now that Gypsygen is off the Mercy. They could not stand a resurrection fight, but they're choosing to get off the Mercy anyway, and they're going to go with the standard Zenyatta, so they have the Transcendence up.
Well, look at the time that's left here. It's looking very unlikely IDDQD is going to be able to win off this point. They still may be able to get to the next point, but I'm not sure they're going to win off it. Because pretty sure the last point gives 2 minutes rather than 3. If it's 3 minutes, they have time, but we'll see. We can see the big Earthshower coming down from Winghaven and the subsequent crunching. That was great play from Winghaven. And back to the start goes IDDQD.
And they're chasing. I love the chase that they're throwing through these alleys. They're not content with 2 kills, and it's kind of against Reunited's, ethos to be really aggressive on defense. But when they see an opportunity to really finish a fight, to really put the nail in the coffin, they're absolutely taking it. And I love it.
Yeah, and again, this is not looking good for IDDQD. They're running out of time to bring this cart forward, and Reunited really finding their defensive groove right now.
Yeah, I like that Mendo keeps kind of rolling to the left and checking that flank, but even when he notices trouble, he gets out of there. He doesn't want to lose his fight in a 1v1 duel and put his team behind in a big team fight.
So Breadjabrup is going to drop the beat here. Taimu and Puppy getting a pair of kills themselves. This might be exactly what they need here. They're pushing up. There's multiple people down on the Reunited side. Mendo Kusai really the last hope to sort of do something here. He does have Death Blossom up, so it might happen. Take a look at this. Mendo Kusai coming in from the back and drop the Death Blossom. Gets mostly negated by the shield though, so valiant attempt, but it looks like IDDQD going to get to the point. However, they will be getting to the second point slower than Reunited did. So the tournament is not over. If IDDQD wants to win in 3, they're going to have to bring this to completion.
They have to cap the next 2:45, otherwise it's going to be Reunited's map for getting to the point faster. Whew. Man, this is crazy. And look, we have a defensive Widowmaker coming up. Mendo switching all sorts of heroes. Mendo with a pick on Pluppy.
Yeah,
Mendo with a pick on Lucio.
He got 2
Mendo
picks,
with a
but
pick
look
on
at the rest of his
McCree.
team.
Mendo with a pick on Reinhardt.
Yeah, Widowmaker just going up to crazy. Will he get the Zenyatta? He does get the Zenyatta just to complete the set.
Filthy. Filthy.
It's like, P.S. We switched to a defensive Widow. Just bye-bye, so you guys know. And Recon Sight can be up despite having Widow out for all of 0.2 seconds. I wonder if she's going to be switching off this, though. I feel like she is.
Probably got ultimate almost up, right?
She had ultimate up, but the ultimate goes away as soon as she switches, so that was a good defensive Widow switch. Keeps them on their toes and all the rest. But that being said, here comes IDDQD, and Mendo Kusai gonna have to immediately run from Pluppy. Pluppy coming in with
going for the smash. Hulk knocks Valortaja down.
Yeah, Hulk smash, Internet Hulk doing work, but he goes down very quickly. Again, we have another bloodbath situation. Teams trading out kills left and right. Both teams down. A whole bunch of players. We see the offensive. That's an offensive barrier going down. That's really good for IDDQD, but look at this. Winghaven unfixed. Getting into the back, wiping things out, and Reunited bringing things back.
Yeah, even unfixed, and even though he's not on his Winston, him and Winghaven are still working as a team, bringing it together. Winghaven with another great Earth Shadow, then follows it up with a great charge and a kill. Just using everything in his kit right now. Winghaven having a game.
Winghaven having a game and doing things quite well in general. We have Timer though coming in, gets a pick on Winghaven. And here comes IDDQD again. We have this fight with Reapers in the back. Taimu versus the world. But there goes down unfixed. Can they get the last Reaper?
IDDQD with 3 picks. It's going to be so
Mendo,
close.
Mendo Kusai goes down. IDDQD. This might be what they need. They're moving forward. This is do or die now for Reunited. They're fighting for their tournament lives. Soundbearer is up. I mean, that's a good start. But here comes the Death Blossom. Taimu and Coco picking up a pair of kills each. This could be the end. And that is IDDQD taking the series and the tournament 3-0 over Reunited. Great stuff coming out from IDDQD, Hex. Wow.
Yeah, I mean...
But here's that Mendo Kusai with that incredible series of Widow picks.
This is insanely good. I'm just going to appreciate it for what it is.
Wow. And of course he gets the Zenyatta at the end. So.
We were mocking Tracer earlier with that 1 shot, 1 kill. More like 5 shots, 1 kill. But that was 4 shots, 4 kills. Like, really well done. That's how you're supposed to play Sniper.
Yep. So we're gonna see if we can get an interview, winner's interview going with someone from IDDQD. Honestly, we'd take Pluppy, we'd take Internet Hulk. Either or.
Get them both.
Either or.
Oh my goodness.
What a game.
Okay, so before we head to break and try to do that, if we actually had to break, maybe I'll just fill enough time here. That is IDDQD winning GosuGamers EU Weekly. I think it's our 5th, but we're not even counting at this point. We do too many of them. $360 furnished by Rockets, DX Racer, and Matcherino.com to our victors. IDDQD, definitely one of the top 2 teams in EU right now. REUNITED.GG, taking second in another tournament, but they have a championship on their belts now. Ah, man, the European region, I watch it every week. I watch a lot of tournaments every week, and I still don't really know how to make heads and tails of it. What a great game. What a great set we had today. And thank you to GosuGamers.net. They do all the rankings. If you have some complaints, concerns, compliments, head over to GosuGamers.net/Overwatch. Hit up those polls, hit up the forums. Let us know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, etc. Really appreciate that.